And I believe we are live. Let me double check. Mm-mm-mm. Facebook. Can't see the chats. Okay. All right. All right. We have audio captions on by default. I think so. Either way, it's all good. Gonna allow some other folks to jump in here while we are waiting. Make sure I got my. I don't know why the music is not playing, but it's all good. It's all good. Okay. I heard some beep. I don't know what the beep was, but I heard a beep. Um, it wasn't in the chat. I don't know. I can't. I can't even open. Okay, close. There we go. I can't open up Facebook. It's read only, but I can't even read. So I guess I can see. So I guess in the chat I can see. See, I'm used to using a different app than this, but it's cool. We will get started in about 2 minutes. I'm just making sure everything is working properly, and um, hopefully we can do this announcement without too many hiccups. But you know how this goes. There's always some type of technical difficulty, but we'll still make it happen regardless. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Let me try. Let me look at YouTube. Make sure YouTube is good. Because this is my first time streaming both YouTube and Facebook group. I've never done that before. So this is a part experimentation. I guess part art in some ways. Okay, cool. So, all right, I see that's on, and I see the Facebook is working. So that's good news, and hopefully everybody can hear me. Okay. All right. Well, we are here. Thank you for those who are joining us live, and thank you for those who have tapped into the recording to watch the replay. I want to send a special thanks to all those who have been with us the entire time on this journey, and also those who have joined in on the last couple months or even more recently, and probably have been wondering what it is that we're working on, or what is the announcement about, and what are we doing in general. So I thank everybody for joining us. It's been a long journey. It's been an interesting and fun journey, and we have a long way to go before we reach the top of that mountain. But in the meantime, between time, I believe, and I believe my team believes, that we have something very special and foundational to start off with. So I'm very excited to be able to share with you all what we have so far. Next year is going to be more of the official launch, but right now I wanted to keep it very, very tight with just people who have been with us along the way, like people on our newsletter, or people who are in the community group, or who are subscribed on our YouTube channel. This will not be played outside of those channels. because I really wanted to keep this within the community. Let me get a drink of water here. All right, so let me share my screen. Let's get into presentation mode. And by the way, Dessa and Lemuel are here in the chat to help moderate and ask, help you with your ask and answering questions. So if you have technical questions or questions that I miss or I don't see or anything like that, based on what we discussed today, they are going to help with that management of the questions and being able to answer what they can. Okay, so I just want to let you know that this is a full team effort here, which makes this different than anything before because they haven't done this. So we're all doing something new. So I'm going to give my team a quick Don DeMarco for that and see if everybody can hear. Don DeMarco. Hopefully y'all heard that because we were having some technical difficulties before with the sound. I was trying to allow y'all to listen to something new, something special, but I can't let y'all listen to it because we can't play the sound, and it was a part of the whole vibrato of the event. So unfortunately, I can't do that for you guys, but I can show you what I'm about to show you, and let's go into presentation mode. Okay, now guys, if my screen or I start to freeze, my screen starts to freeze, or I start to freeze, or anything like that happens from a technical standpoint, I apologize ahead of time, and I will try to get things set right back up if something does happen. So that's kind of like a pre-warning of things. All right, let me see. All right, so let's go into full presentation here. All right, we are in full presentation mode for the Unveil, the Universal Leap into 2024, Unveiling Iconic Templates 2.0. And it has been a journey. And I'm going to go back and forth between here and my actual, the back end studio, so that way I can just make sure I'm monitoring things good as well. But first, before we get into the meat and potatoes of today, let's do a little recap, because we've come a long way. Okay, like very long way, and the origins and the why we even started the way, where it all came from, where it all started from, was to be able to create a solution that was used internally for ourselves and externally for others, that would enable people to be able to build websites faster and more efficiently. That was the initial original idea. We really wanted something that we can use ourselves and something that other people can use. And it wasn't something that was overly complicated. It wasn't a new business model that we invented or created. Most people are doing that. So I want to let you all know that that is a big part of the original reasonings. And the whole purpose of just launching the way we did was so that we can get something out. Because oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we don't, and if I might hear some clicks and stuff, so I don't know if I'm getting I'm sorry. I think I know what it is. I'm not sharing the screen. Let me do that real quick. Okay. So that's why I said I'll be going back and forth so I can check what I can see versus what you all see, so I know whether something is sharing or not. Okay. So now everything is good. Okay. My team says that they can see. And see, this is why it helps out. But I'm still trying to learn what these clicks are. So that's new. So I just hear these random clicks in the background. As y'all can tell, I'm not a streamer. That's not what I do, and I'm not interested in that. But going back and forth to the reason why, a big part of it was just striving to create something that was sustainable for ourselves, and that was usable for ourselves. Like, can we actually sustain what we're creating, and can we use it for a long period of time? And so we created the MVP to just launch something, because most people, they have ideas and concepts and they don't do anything with them. And so that's where the whole MVP process comes in. Minimum valuable product is just to have an idea and take a risk on testing it with people and the market. And I think that we overestimate or underestimate and overcomplicate the process of an MVP. We overestimated, underestimated, and overcomplicated. And then our roadmap was something that we were really striving to accomplish for purposes of completing our milestone and mission, but also adhering to the promise that we said we're going to do. Because if we don't execute on that, how do you all know we're actually going to execute on things moving forward? So that was a big part of why we started, and when we started, what were we thinking? Like, why were we even doing what we were doing? And it was, we needed to launch something first, so that way we can reiterate and we can learn. And this is still a process of reiterating and relearning. So when this 2.0 is not a finished product, it's technically, we'll call it, a MVP on steroids, except there's no such thing as an MVP on steroids. It's just an MVP or it's not. So at this moment in time, it's no longer MVP. But we definitely addressed a lot of our roadmaps and we hit our milestones. So a big part of addressing our issues and going back to our origins was going back to our brand. And that was something that was plaguing me for a very long time as a business owner and an entrepreneur, as well as a Black American and a minority based business owner. A lot of, I'll say, lessons I've learned during my travels, traveling the United States, traveling the world, and during my experience of being an entrepreneur and doing my market research when I am researching for clients, is that a lot of brands are winning because people find something about the brand that they feel is connected with them. Like, that's the key. People find something about the brand they feel is connecting with them. It's a whole bunch of feelings involved when it comes to branding, which means they need to find some type of cause, some type of reasoning, something to stand behind. And the data shows that the people who are winning are people who are not afraid to say they stand for something, and then other people follow suit. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. I can show you tons of research and evidence, but that is where we are in 2023. And I fought that for an entire year. So that's why you see a brand makeover slide here, because we not only needed to complete our branding process, but we also needed to rethink our branding process, rethink who we serve, rethink who we actually are, rethink how we look. What do we look like? How do we appear to people? That was something that I think a lot of people get stuck on. Who is their target audience? If you serve everybody, then you serve nobody. Nobody specifically, anyway. So this was a big portion of our reasoning for creating our 2.0 version. And when it comes to our direction and our target audience, we felt it was best to focus on serving underrepresented communities and underrepresented tech entrepreneurs and creators. And thus, when we actually came to that conclusion and we were able to do some research behind it, it's the reason why we changed up some things like our colors. It's the reason why we changed up some things like our fonts and our imagery, and even certain design decisions as well too, because we wanted to focus on this particular demographic. which means that it's not always going to be for everybody. There are some people that it will be for, that are for it or that are allied and that support it. And there's some people that don't support our mission and our direction of where we're going with our brand, because every brand is different. So this is not just supposed to be another template store or shop. It is deeper than that. So let's talk about the website. So from the website's perspective, we really wanted to dig deeper on making the website a part of the product, making it an entire platform. It's not just a website. It's your hub that contains all your blueprints for executing whatever things you need to do in life. Some of those things will be based on products, and some of those things will be based on resources. Some of those things will be based on support. Some of those things will be based on community. We wanted to make sure that we had a 360 way of being able to not only give you all the tools that you needed, but also give you the support and resources as well too. But when it came to the website, three main pillars we wanted to touch on: navigation and personalization, performance and security, and design and accessibility. Because anybody who is going to be investing or who is going to be a part of this community, whether it's a user of our resources or it's a customer, when you are on our website, we want you to have the same experience across the board. And we want you to feel safe and secure and understand that while you're going through this process, things should be moving smoothly, is the best way I can say it. So here are some examples of some of these pillars that we wanted to touch on. So the navigation is very clear, and I'm going to show the website as well. But the navigation, we want to make sure we had that structured and very clear and make it simple, because our previous navigation, it was super simple, but there were a lot of things missing. Personalization. We wanted to touch on making sure that we had content personalization for people who are coming to the website for content. We have email personalization, meaning that it's not a one-size-fits-all newsletter. The way that it's been so far, mainly because I've been running it, it has been seemingly so, even though I do strive to send messages to customers versus users if something is specific to that demographic. But we're going to continue to personalize even that channel, even those messaging, and discounts as well too. So people who are users and customers of the platform, we are going to be customizing or personalizing your discount opportunity. So people who are a visitor won't see or have the same opportunities that you have for some of our new products, our current products, or future products, early access. They won't have that. We'll have automated ways for you to be able to receive these coupons. When it comes to personalization, we also wanted to touch on a good user experience when it comes to your customer dashboard or your account page. So it's no secret. And if you don't know, we used a shortcut as one of the ways to be able to do that. And then two more big parts of personalization that we're going to touch on is going to be translation into Spanish, as well as geo-based content. So a big part of our expansion when it comes to extending our platform to other languages, other cultures, is this translation piece. So the first one we're going to focus on is Spanish. Spanish is I think the second most popular language in the world. Mandarin, Chinese is the first one. I mean, we ain't ready for Mandarin yet. I ain't ready for Mandarin yet, but that will come next. First is going to be Spanish. And then we also have geo-based content where we're showing content based on your location. So this adds to our personalization initiatives. When it comes to our website performance. So this is something that I wanted to ensure to every single user, every single customer, that we are here on a strong foundation. We're building our land on solid ground. And no sand around here, unless we go into the beach, which I am going to the beach, but we're going to talk about that later. But performance-wise, we're on Kinsta. Kinsta is a fast hosting company. And Kinsta runs on Google Cloud and it uses Cloudflare. Now, the reason why we're using Kinsta for right now is because it's managed WordPress hosting. And for me, it's like the best of both worlds of your shared WordPress hosting over here on this side. And then on the other side, you have your virtual private servers, right? Well, let me see if I got do I got it? Yeah, I do. Ain't nobody got time for that. We ain't got time for all that, right? So what we did is thought, how can we get the best of both worlds? And for us, and like there are other solutions and alternatives as well too. This was just one that we chose. Kinsta helps give the best of both worlds. We're on Google Cloud's infrastructure, which is very fast, performance heavy, and Cloudflare has many performance features and benefits as well too. So we've built this platform on solid land, not shaky land, just to keep it all the way transparent with you. The difference between a shared hosting platform like a Kinsta versus something like a SiteGround or a HostGator, for instance, is we just renewed our SiteGround fee for $100 for a year. Kinsta is about $1,200. $100, $1,200. Same year. See, there's a big difference. So anytime you have situations like that, it helps, in my opinion, ensure that your activities, your engagements, your purchases, your downloads, things like that, working with us, it's gonna be good. Security. So we have performance. That's one thing. Is it fast? Does it work? Is it streamlined? Security is another. This is one thing that I know I've seen time and time again get brought up on many platforms, and I feel like they don't get it right. So with Kinsta, again, we chose them for the performance aspect, but they also are a very secure hosting platform as well. So when you combine Kinsta with Cloudflare Enterprise, you have a best of both worlds of security. There is no such thing as 100% security, and I think y'all know that. But this is, when you combine this with a couple other best practices, you can get very secure. Next, we have our payment security, which is Stripe and PayPal. Previously, we weren't offering PayPal on the current site, so we're gonna add PayPal to this one. And both PayPal and Stripe are pretty secure. And then last but not least, we have cyber security. So we're going to be dealing with a lot of data, a lot of information. That's just the reality. I also have seen many companies, especially startups, not take the initiation or the initiative of being able to have some type of insurance, cybersecurity insurance, just in case something happens. Yes, a notification to the users is what you're supposed to do fundamentally. But what happens if something does happen? What happens if you are attacked or there's a legal obligation that comes in? Are you secured? Is the business secured? So I wanted to make sure that we had a security approach from all three angles: our website security, our payment security, and our cybersecurity. Let me check here. Okay. When it comes to our website, we use Canva and Figma for a lot of our design activities and tasks. There are other design tools that we use, but I just wanted to share with you all, these are the main two. These are also tools that we're going to be creating templates for in the future. So when it comes to Figma and Canva, if you're not as well equipped with these tools when it comes to designing or using them, we want to help with that process too. So that will be something that will come later on down the road. But I just wanted to share with you all, what we use is what we're creating tools with and tools for as well too. And a big part of our design focus is going back toward our target market, our target audience. Who are the people, who are the community that we are looking to serve? What type of ways are they thinking? Where do they live? How do they act? What colors do they like? What shapes and things like that? And all that comes with time and experimentation. But I'm believing that releasing this 2.0 version and being able to actually promote it in a way where I'm proud to do so, it'll help bridge that gap, and I'll collect way more or gather way more information from users and from people like yourself that I can actually use to gain some good feedback, because I'm no longer thinking about the MVP. We actually have something that we can share and say, hey, uh, this is what we were thinking of. This is what we're going for, even if it ain't the final in the end. Accessibility wise, we want to make sure we cover that, and we still have some room to grow on accessibility. But it's important that we look at accessibility from a pre-production and not a post-production angle, because a lot of people wait till after they build the website to start thinking about how they're going to be compliant. That's not what we do around here. We wanted to make sure we address those issues. So this is where we are currently, and still at the tail end of the build phase. By end of this, our website should be completely accessible. So we have a new resource page. As I mentioned before, we're going to be posting more blog content in 2024, more media content, which is video and audio, and recommendations as well too, which are a lot of the things that we use and we recommend. One thing I will say that about this platform and about our brand is we are very transparent. And so a lot of the things that we use and a lot of the things that we actually have tested will be in that recommendation section, which I believe will be different than most people's recommendations page, which is filled with affiliate links and just affiliate stuff of things I'd be looking like, I know y'all ain't used this stuff before. Like, but y'all want to get some money off of it. That's not where we going. All right, product wise. So this was something that was very interesting to think of, and it was hard. And it's still kind of in development in tweakage mode, but we're here now. Okay. And I'll let time tell and feedback tell, but we're here now. So we have 3 different product lines. Our first product line was from Universal Template Libraries. And we originally just called it our Essentials library and our Conversions library. So we only had block libraries or a block library. Now we have multiple libraries, and that's why we're calling them Universal Template Libraries, because we have more than just block libraries. And I'll show you that in a second. Our second product line is our child themes, which we're calling currently our Universal Template themes. So this is going to be all of our child themes, no matter what it's made, whatever theme we make it with, and eventually we will have our own original theme. But for right now, we are creating themes, child themes, on top of other themes, because it just makes sense to use what's already out there. And last but not least, one of the big kahunas of our platform and the extension of our platform, and one of our next big stages, is iconic sites. And this is going to be our, as they say, WordPress as a service, our website as a service version of Wix or Squarespace. So it would be a Wix or Squarespace for WordPress users that uses our own libraries and our own child themes in the way that we've set up a system for people to be able to say, hey, if you don't have hosting or you don't want to deal with hosting, well, we got you. We have themes, we have the libraries, and we can help you out with the hosting as well too. It's your choice. When it comes to product support, we have an FAQ section or FAQ page. We're going to be developing our knowledge base here pretty soon. Changelog, I mentioned a changelog in our MVP launch a year ago, so we're going to be adding that. Obviously, the things that have been changed will be included in that changelog, and ticket support as well, which we already have and we have had, but that will be included for product support. So these are all the different ways you can be supported with our products or our platform in general, is these different sections here or pages here. Now, here's one thing that I'm going to add to the mix, because this is something that relatively came more recent than in the past year. So when it comes to funding support, the reason why this is here is because I've been told by a lot of investors or a lot of people in the business world that I'm working too hard. And I'm doing things. I've gotten things to a certain degree. Now it's time for me to work smarter. I thought I was already working smarter, but when it comes to funding support, my three plans are to attend and speak at tech business events in the U.S. and worldwide, complete our legal obligations to protect the company and brand our IP, and also get startup investors and seed money. The reason why this is imperative and important because this is what I'm going to be doing mainly for 2024. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be completing a lot of our IP and legal obligations. And I'm also going to be doing a lot of virtual meetings. And the reason why funding support is needed is because I was told that there's a difference between growing the company and making sales, especially in the growth stage. We just got we're in the tail end of our MVP stage, and now we're in a growth stage. And what you don't want to do, and this is kind of me giving you all some insight. Some of you all know this, some of you all may not. So I don't want to say I'm teaching anybody anything, but I can definitely say I've learned enough over my travels and experience. And the best companies don't grow the companies with their customers in the beginning. They grow the companies with other people's money. Doesn't mean that you charge less than the value of your product. Now that's not the thing. It's you want to make sure that you have enough funding so that way the transactions and sales coming in is not what's creating or stopping the production line and the growth. So meaning that you only should be bootstrapping for so long. At some point in time, you got to stop spending your own money in the business. You got to stop spending your own money or the company's money. And you got to start spending other people's money. And so I plan to do a $100,000 plus investor seed round into this because we have a tech startup. And I never was thinking of it that way a year ago that, hey, I actually have a tech startup now. That never dawned on me. And I have IP and things like that. So now that we have these things, I want you to know that we're taking this way more serious. So when it comes to pricing, we have new pricing plans that have not been finalized yet. Okay, just putting it out there, that haven't been finalized yet. We have our shop products, and then obviously we have a refund policy. And I'll share that with you here in a second. And then as far as the special one-time offering, we're not going to get into that part yet because I want to show you the site and the fact that I want to double down because I feel like it's not enough. and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I got to double down. But let's get into the site and let me share that tab. Let me share that. All right. Hopefully, let's see if I switched over. Okay. So hopefully I switched over pretty smoothly. If I haven't, I apologize, but it looked like I did because I was able to hit the tab that says switch over. So right now we are at the tail end of the build. We are in our QA phase and we've done some, I'm sure you all can relate, some last minute updates and changes that don't necessarily reflect always like what you're presenting. But I wanted to share anyway, so that way you all had the general idea of where we are and where we're going. And then the official launch, obviously I'm going to keep everybody up to speed, but the official launch will have everything updated because right now we're still on our dev site. We're not even on the live site, so this is all in development. Get a drink of water real quick. Okay. So your blueprint to website creativity. That is what Iconic Templates is. And that is where we decided to go when it came to our direction for users. We want to help people build professional websites from their unique style with exclusive templates for the culture and diverse creators. And that could be a very general meeting or it can be a narrowed down meeting. It just depends on who you are and how you relate. The idea is that you understand we are mission focused. And that was the purpose of going through this new process. So when it comes to our website, um, we wanted to make sure that the flow of the homepage was relative to the flow of the navigation, as well as to give you all some understanding behind um, how we're looking to move forward when it comes to our platform. Again, not a website, but a platform. This is another example of a section that on the back end is updated, but on the front end, we didn't necessarily have time to add all the revisions and updates for today. This right here is a section dedicated to helping people get to the specific product line that they're looking to go to faster by us basically asking a question and them answering the question. And depending on the answer to the question, by checking any one of these boxes or clicking any one of these buttons, it'll take you directly to that particular product line. And then we have a little bit more details, not full detail, but a little bit more information as far as when I said that we had different libraries. So we have the original Essentials library and Conversion library, which was our uni blocks. Now, and we also have uni forms. I mentioned us creating form templates, uni automations as well too, uni designs, as I talked about previously when we were talking about our design tools, Figma and Canva. So we're going to be using Figma and Canva to create our uni designs, templates for those, uni emails, and uni funnels. So all of these different products are libraries that contain a collection of templates. All of our templates that are on that particular topic is going to be in that library. So that's one way you will be able to access our templates is by a library. So again, we started off with our essentials and our conversion. And then we said, hey, let's consolidate this and put it under one, because these are the common theme here is they're all block-based templates, right? Uni blocks. That simple. For our themes, we only have, at the current date, because we had to focus on a lot of other things, we only have 5 so far, but we do plan on creating a lot more now that we've gotten the legwork out. Now that we've gotten a lot of the foundation, we're going to be creating a lot more. So we have 5 templates right now for our themes, and these are going to be not only the designs themselves, but we also have specific designs from these libraries in our child themes. So every child theme will have email designs, other designs, forms that are specific to that child theme. So we wanted to make sure we consolidated these different, how can you say, business processes, right? You got to think all these are some type of process or position. So we wanted to consolidate processes of a business besides just building a website inside one template theme. That's why we called it universal template themes, because it was a universal way of you being able to use this template. We're also going to be making these templates, how can I say, this template, this same design will be able to be, we're going to recreate that same design on another theme. So right now we're thinking of going to either Astra next as an example, or full site editing. So the same templates we have now with Cadence theme, we're going to recreate those for another theme, because some people might like the styling, but they just don't use the tool. So that's what makes it a little bit more universal. I've ran into that myself where I like the styling of a theme, but I don't like the company or the tool, or I use a different theme myself. And then iconic sites is going to be something we experiment with in the, um, we'll say, closer to the end of the, the first quarter. We're going to experiment rolling out with it, but this is not the main focus because it's a whole another ball game when it comes to managing users on a hosting platform. That's a different scenario than managing products, like, or managing subscriptions from products. However, it is one of our big next game moves, and I just wanted to show you it's here. So those are the main parts of the products that I wanted to share with you all, the products and product lines that we're going to be focused on rolling out with iconic templates, and the fact that we have our resources available. We have full support available. And if there's anything else that you all need, we can add that as well too. Social media wise, I've been adding content to the YouTube channel, and I wanted to wait before we got done with this before I made it more tutorial, so that way I can actually show the new while I'm doing some of these tutorials, or at least I can refer to it versus like pointing to the old site. That made no sense. I wanted to point to something that felt fresh and something that we felt proud of. So our YouTube channel is going to be getting more content. People that are in the Facebook group, thank you as well. There's going to be more engagement in there too. Again, it comes from us building the foundation, and now we're ready for rollout. We're ready for people to use it, people to test it, people to share it. And then Instagram, we're going to be on Instagram too, because that is a really good platform where our users are, but it's also a good medium for us to be able to show content in a different way that we wouldn't show on Facebook or YouTube. So Instagram is pretty important. Not thinking about TikTok right now or Twitter, but we are going to have social media presence on those platforms. And then in terms of the other pages, I'm not going to go too deep into them because we're going to share this very, very soon. So you'll be able to browse around the dev site yourself and be able to check things out before it actually goes live. But basically just wanted to kind of just briefly let you know that we are fleshing some things out. And we are pretty much at the tail end here. And our resources page. And then obviously you'll be able to log into your account. If you have an account on the site, you'll be able to log in on the back end, and then you'll have a different experience than people have on the front end. So let me go back to the presentation here. Or let me stop sharing this. There we go. So I think that is it as far as the presentation part is concerned. I didn't want to give you all too much presentation aspect of things. I'm going to check here to see, was there anything I missed? Because if there is, I definitely want to make sure I address that. But this has been a great experience, a great opportunity. I thank my team, Dessa and Lemuel, for helping and supporting through this phase of our transition. We're going to be updating the Facebook group, banner, and all of our social media assets. We're going to be updating everything that we have with our new brand direction. And then we'll be officially rolling out next month, January, the end of January. We'll roll out the early access. I would say either after Christmas or after the New Year, right after New Year, for everybody who is a part of the community. And that way we can share everything with you all. And yes, it will be a very generous offering, and it will only be offered one time. The previous offering was a super generous offering when we launched a year ago. So will not be that, but it will be something that is just as generous in comparison to where we were then versus where we are now. And that will be the only offering when it comes to that particular scenario, because as I mentioned, I am going for funding, and we all know investors are quick to I guess a layman's terms way, quick to try to kick off or try to disrupt early adopters. And that's the last thing that I wanted to do with this platform. So I intentionally didn't want to grow too fast with a whole bunch of lifetime, offerings and grandfathered in offerings with too many people. And then knowing that I wanted and I'm going to create this into a corporation that will have investors and people in the executive suite, and they will kick off. Grandfather, I've seen them do it. I've been on that seat. So hopefully you all have more trust in me that I've thought about those things. And there's a reason why I've taken so long and been so slow with the creation of this platform, because that's the last thing I want with people who do show support at an early stage. And with no more being said, I'm going to check everything out one more time just to make sure that there was nothing I missed. And then I'm going to let everybody go. And thank you so much. So be looking out for the link to our site. Not that is, nobody else is going to get this link. Be looking out for the link to our site. You'll get it via email. We'll put it in the Facebook group for everybody to check out. And then for you all to make your comments, give us some feedback, tell us what we can do to help improve it, what we can do to fix something or make it change. And then other than that, I'm going to keep giving you guys updates and let you know, hey, we're ready to go. Everything's good. And then 2024, it's on and popping. And last but not least, this is something that I'm not supposed to tell my network, but if you are watching this, which is kind of cool, I just got accepted to WordCamp Asia. So that is going to be one of the first, I would say, tour stops of our platform I will be doing, sharing this and distributing this to the world, will be WordCamp Asia in Taipei, Taiwan in early March. And it's perfect because Asia is a part of our target demographic. So I couldn't ask for a better opportunity to start off this process. All right. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Peace.